What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another AGX Comics video. And today I'm actually talking about, nonetheless, we're going to talk about the ultimate Spider-Man here. And the reason why I'm bringing this up, so I feel like I need to talk about other like independent titles, but I was covering the Ultimate series before, and let me tell you, all the videos I make about Zeb Wells and like my frustration with the Amazing Spider-Man run, there's a reason why I think I'm almost like obligated to make this video because of how good the Ultimate Spider-Man was. I don't know if anyone read it. It did come out just this past week. I'm sure, like, I know the one of my LCS that I went to had like literally like 300 copies that they ordered. And let me tell you, Hickman writing that, it's incredible. So today's video is just going to be, I hate to say it's more of an appreciation video, but it is really because it's just a great book. And I think that, like, if anyone's new to the Ultimate series, or if anyone's new to the new Ultimate series, let me rephrase this, use this as kind of a video to maybe help you out of like where the story's at and like kind of like where to stick it through, and maybe you could kind of like skip some things. But without further ado, I've been covering the new Ultimate universe and like the evasion angle and all that since it was announced last year, right? So that's just kind of like why I wanted to make this video, because I do think that people should give it a try, because it was actually one of the better comics that I've read. And especially just dealing with the, like, this is like a great way of like a good retake, not a retake, what is it, not even a retelling, because it's not, it is a retelling but it isn't, but it's just like just so cool and so fleshed out. So yeah, there's going to be a couple of spoilers here if you guys haven't read it or it's in your pile. Do me a favor, like, you could always come back to my videos, just subscribe, and you'll see, come back to the video after you read it. But let's hop into this, and I'm going to kind of break it down and some things that I think should be pointed out, because I think it's really interesting to it's an interesting take on it because of where, like, Spider-Man's been, and I feel like the frustration is kind of like across the board. I don't see too many people coming out and saying how much that they love the Zeb Wells run. So this is something that you could gravitate towards, and hopefully Marvel can notice that. But here we go. So, the first thing to note, I wanted to kind of like clear this up in case you haven't been reading any of Hickman's relaunching in 2023 of the Ultimate Universe, right? So basically, I'm going to try to do my best really quick to just sum this up. So the Ultimate Invasion is basically, you get to see where the Maker comes basically back, or gets broken out and creates this, I forgot what the hell the machine is called, but it's a specific machine that creates a bubble that where he could kind of go, and the Maker could go and toy with any universe. So he could create infinite numbers of universes or affect ones that are already happening. It's really four books that, um, needless to say, were, I don't want to say that they're bad. Okay, I don't want to sit here and be negative, because I really am liking this series. But initially, when I first read them, I thought they were kind of like slow moving. I wouldn't call it like word soup, because that's like too much. It wasn't even wordy, I would say, per se, but it just felt like it took forever to move to the next point in the story. Sometimes, like, I feel like writers do that with comics, and it just does not like go over well. But I knew in this particular instance to stick it out because of this huge universe that's going to be spanning multiple books across it. Um, and I'm glad I did, because the one shot that came out, I want to say right before, what was it? I want to say it was like right around Thanksgiving in November. They came out with a one shot, and the one shot was incredible. And the one shot is honestly where I would say, you, if you're trying to jump in, you could just jump in with the Spider-Man one, but I think the one shot really does help kind of paint the other parts of the universe, and like why these people are trying to create the city, and why Tony Stark has got to come and try to like basically save what the Maker's doing, because right now they're locked into this like infinite time bubble with this machine. I can't remember the damn machine's name. It's been a while since that obviously was taking place, but that's just like kind of a little synopsis. And basically, while the maker was trying to recreate this universe, when it comes to the Peter Parker, the Spider-Man side of things, he just literally didn't let the spider bite Peter, right? So he obviously altered history in that way, and that's kind of like how this picks up. So, jumping on point, now we're going to talk about the actual first issue. But needless to say, the Ultimate Invasion, I don't think you really have to drop that much money into, because I really think that you could kind of get it in the one shot, because again, it was just kind of slow. But if you for some reason are just dead set on reading everything, then yeah, go pick up the one, or go pick up the Ultimate Invasion, but I don't think it's worth it. That's just what I wanted to get across, because I think where you could save money in this hobby is so crucial. I know I wish I I had the foresight like everyone does, but hey, it is what it is, and that's why I love this channel and I love talking about current comics. It's kind of like there's some really good stories, but sometimes you have to weed out a lot of the gunk. And not even saying that the Ultimate Invasion was gunk, but it was just not the best read of mine, I would say. So, again, pick up the one shot, and then we're going to jump into what I'm going to talk about on the Ultimate Spider Man side of things in this first one. So, spoilers ahead on that issue. You've been warned. So, spoilers, here we go. So, the Ultimate Spider Man 1 and why this comic is so great is we get to see a totally different future as to where we see Peter. He's 30. I think he's 35 in it. I'm not sure if he's 30 or 35. He's got two kids who are introduced to new characters. We get to see that Ben is still alive. Uncle Ben is still alive. I almost said, sorry, I was thinking of Star Wars there for a second. Mind my mix up of my stuff. Please forgive me in the comment section. But we get to see Ben is alive. Who else? Oh, Aunt May is passed due to a terror attack that was organized somehow with Stark Industry, which we're kind of like unraveling that, but that's kind of like why like the Stark name is kind of being viewed at in this Earth as a like terrorist almost, which is definitely an interesting angle. And that's why when Peter gets this like questioning of like what, like he just knows, like he's got, I don't want to say spider sense because it's not, it's not, that's not what it is, but he's almost got this sense of like I should be doing something else. Like there's something more. And like it's really cool to see him with Mary Jane and they're together. They have these kids. It's something that you wanted to see. It just works on so many fucking levels that again, you got to read it. Like it is just something that I would say, and I think it's like $5. So just do it. Like you don't have to necessarily pick up the one shot, but this is going to be launching into something that I think is going to be like tremendous. Like there's been something that I've been missing, like with like with Dawn of DC, I hate to bring DC into this, but just as an example, when it comes to Marvel, DC, and Image, there's like a lot of stuff like the Energon universe over at Image. The Dawn of DC stuff has been really great, but Marvel has just been missing out. And I've been talking about this a lot. I know because of the new year being January, yada, yada, yada. However, I really think that this is going to be something like truly special. I think that this is going to be a really cool grasp. I can't wait for Black Panther. I can't wait for the Ultimate X-Men. And I think I'm missing one more. Is it Ultimate Thor? There's another one that I'm missing. But with these main titles, I think it's net like I think this is like a huge story. This is something big. Like I don't know why that this is particularly, I think maybe because it's like Spider-Man's been just so bad. Like the writing has just been like not writing, but just the overall story of the Amazing Spider-Man stuff has just been so lackluster, I guess is a better term to use here, because it's like I'm still reading it, but I'm like half in, half out. Like, do I care anymore? Should I even be picking this up? Am I just picking it up to have the next one in the run? And it's like, okay, kind of just treading, like this is kind of nonsense. It's good, story arc here, story arc there, whatever it may be. Then finally, this whole new take comes out, and it's just so good because it's like, okay, this redoes a lot of stuff while adding new things in. In this issue, you don't even see like any real fighting. Like you got Fisk in there and he gets blown up by the Green Goblin, but that's a different part of it. It's not really a big thing. It's like a one page, few panel type thing, but obviously it's going to be, probably the first story is going to be dealing with it. So that's where we're going to have to go. And I know the only downfall that I could see some people bitching about or not liking about this book is the fact that Tony Stark is the technical giver. I don't even know how to say this, like the power bearer to Peter, because he sends him the spider to get bit on top of the rooftop, and that's how we kind of end that he makes this choice to become Spider-Man in his 30s, right? So that's how it ends, and let me tell you, the from the writing was so good that this one is definitely going to be in one of my top comics, like for sure. Like this book, like I cannot wait for number 2. I can't wait for the Black Panther, the X-Men, all of them. So yes, needless to say, now I'm pumped up. The Ultimate Invasion, I almost said, fuck it. I honestly almost just gave up on it as a whole, but I'm glad I didn't because of how great this issue was. So, without being said, I just figured I'd give you guys some context. If you're not reading comics currently, but you like Spider-Man per se, give this a shot. That's all I'm saying. Just give it a shot. Don't buy Ultimate Invasion unless you really want to. Pick up the one shot if you can, because I feel like that kind of gives you the background of everything. But definitely pick this up, give it a read, or wait till it comes to trade, whatever you do. I think this is definitely something that will get a lot of people hyped up and they're going to like this book because I know I loved it. But other than that, this was a casual comics video. If you've stuck around all the way up until this point in the video, thank you guys for listening and watching. And please do me a favor. Please like, subscribe, share, comment below. And until next time, see you later.